both, but time for one. I want what's mine, don't care the sum. To balance both my health would be a dream, but I still compromise and it hurts me. What am I supposed to do when I need to fail to learn? Oh, it burns to try and crash and burn. I crave my mind and body to be free from every pesticide that harms this tree. They told me you can't have your cake and eat. Oh, why does this imbalance taste so sweet?
Yeah, go ahead, you were saying.
Yeah, I think so it's interesting to me. If you are, let's say, a rapper and you don't write your music and you don't play an instrument, I wouldn't say you're a musician, even if you are an artist. If you're a rapper who doesn't write your raps or play an instrument, I wouldn't class that rapper as a musician.
Okay.
But they can be an artist because they release the music that someone's written for them.
So like to you, artistry is the, it sounds like what you're saying is that artistry is the business,
the
or the back
business aspect.
It's like the back of house of growing your profile, putting out songs. How much does that stream? How much money does that make?
Yeah, exactly.
And a musician is, then what's a musician?
A musician is someone who's like concerned with the foundational elements of making music sound good, developing their musical skills, and expanding their knowledge of music. That to me is a musician. So like, to become a better musician, you can learn more instruments. If you release songs and they're getting more streams all the time, that doesn't make you a better musician. But playing more instruments makes you a better musician.
That makes you a better.
It makes you a more successful artist. If you like, the numbers are with the artistry, the talent is with the music. That's how I see it.
Okay.
So,
so it isn't a case where the most talented musicians are the best artists.
Not at all. Nah, not at all. And it's interesting because like with artistry, there's almost like unwritten rules or formula. Like you can sort of know what will become successful. And in the industry, even goes for like acting the same. The blonde hair woman, slim, blue eyes, that works, that's success.
Okay.
So you can have someone with a decent voice who looks like that and they will become a successful artist. Even if they sound like the last 10 people who are making the exact same type of music.
Yeah.
And there's a formula to becoming a successful artist to an extent, but you can't cheat your way to being a better musician.
Okay.
And that's where like, you have to practice. That's why I have to spend so many hours. I know that I can become a better musician. It's sort of not up to me how successful as an artist I become. That's up to the world and like, the listeners. But I can decide how good of a musician I can be. And that's through just practicing, learning, going to different shows, performing at more events, just taking more risks.
Have you always been like that? So like what was your starting point? When did you fall in love with music?
I feel like there's been lots of catalysts and focal points, and I can definitely remember certain points. I remember specifically, 2 or 3 playing the glockenspiel.
Yeah.
That was at 7 years old. Okay. That was definitely a focal point when I fell in love with music, because that's when I realized I was good. And I hadn't played that instrument before, but it was these 2 people that came into our primary school and they gave us all a task and we did it. And they said I was good, but I just did what felt right.
You just went off on the
glockenspiel. I just did what felt right. And they're like, oh no, this guy's good. And I was like, oh, weren't we all meant to do this? And I guess when it was everyone else's turn, some people are also quite good. A lot of people, like we're 7, we don't have good coordination.
So at 7, you was it a music class?
It was kind of like a music class, I guess, yeah.
And you were tasked with
playing like a 4-bar. So there was like
what's a 4-bar?
A 4-bar, so, or like a 1-bar even. So imagine it's an assembly hall, a small assembly hall, 20 or 30 children. Each of them has a glockenspiel. And the task was, they play a beat, bam, 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 bam. Then you have your turn. Then everyone does bam, 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 bam. Then we go back to the individual person. Bam, 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 bam. So like, as everyone's playing this one with this one rhythm,
Mhm.
and then we now go to this individual one. It's going around in a circle.
Mhm.
So bum 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 bum
Mm.
bum 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 bum.
Mm.
Bum 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 bum, and it's going around in a circle.
Mhm.
And when it gets to me,
Yeah.
and I remember what I did as well. It was bum 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 bum, and then back.
At the age of 7.
And they were like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Like that was like you've used notes, you've used like pentatonics there.
Mm.
That was good. And to me, that's just like you told us to invent something. I just did
Mhm.
what felt right. That was definitely a focal point for me because up until then, I guess there was never sort of any external knowing for me that I was good. The only time I'd ever hear music was in the house,
Mm.
and I guess potentially that's where it's come from. Always music in the house. I remember the Thriller album. My family loved that growing up. Codes.
Oh.
Such a cold album,
Oh
that
my God.
album,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What, and the music video, everything. I used to be so scared,
So,
like
yeah.
so good.
It's like it's scared, but you want to keep watching.
Yeah, like you're scared.
Yeah, it's
you're
like
there
that, yeah,
watching.
yeah.
I remember that. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Lots of other tunes from like 90s, 2000s. There's this one artist that my dad still plays to this day in the house called Don Moen.
Mm.
He's like a contemporary Christian, not gospel, contemporary Christian artist. That's the type of music he makes.
Mhm.
But there was always that in the house from young. So I'm always surrounded by music.
So you're like picking
Subconsciously.
you're picking up on all the tempos, the beats, the rhythm.
Yes, exactly
So,
that.
and but even for you to like pick up on all of that and then unaware of, digesting it and then putting it back out.
Yeah.
Were you even like at that age in front of your peers conscious of what you just did?
No,
Okay.
not at all. That's
Yeah.
why it was like such a shock when they were like, "Oh no, that was really good."
Hmm.
My genuine thought was like, "You told us to do that. You told us to come up with something. Like,
Mhm.
isn't everyone got that?" But that's the thing about kids. Kids just absorb everything,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another reason why potentially I wanted to go into teaching.
But
'cause
not
I know
all
the
kids.
impacts.
Not all kids absorb because like you were with your peers, they didn't absorb it.
But I believe they do. They just absorb other things.
Okay.
Like there's someone else in that room who could have been the best basketballer
Okay.
ever.
Mm.
There's someone else in that room who was going to 100% go into politics. Like maybe they were like very argumentative,
Mhm.
but very thorough and articulate at 7 years old.
Mm.
And maybe that's something that we would have picked up in another class
Or discovered later.
or
down the
discovered
line.
later. I guess this was like just my time, or at that
to
time
discover yours.
to discover mine.
Okay.
But I feel like with kids, they absorb so much, and that's why, even to this day, I feel like I would go into teaching as a career if music wasn't the thing.
Yeah.
Because I really want kids to recognize that they have that within them, but
Mhm.
someone has to help them bring that out.
Okay.
And I guess at that moment, that was a rare class because those people who came in and taught us the glockenspiel, they weren't teachers in the school. They came from outside.
Okay.
So, and that's why another reason, and I've spoken about it before with purpose. That's why I feel like music's my purpose
Mhm.
because a lot of things have aligned to show me things,
Mhm.
and that people coming from outside who we never saw again showed me that I was very good at the glockenspiel.
Mm.
Translated those skills to the piano because it looks the same like the palette and the boards, and now here I am as a pianist.
Mhm.
But like my origin is in the glockenspiel.
Yeah.
Kids, if they have the opportunity to hone in on that from young,
Yeah.
like every city has a Usain Bolt or a Messi
I get
or
you.
Tiger Woods or a,
It's so crazy because who's to tell a kid like that's your thing? Just
Yeah.
keep at that. It's
yeah.
It's like I guess the world's produced schooling as the best system to get the most kids into an institution where we can begin to rank them.
Yeah.
But it might not be the best for some people. Like had those
Music teachers never
music
came in.
teachers never came your way, you may have discovered it later. You may have never discovered it.
Very true.
You
Very
know?
true. It's like, yeah, it's interesting. I guess like we just have to provide opportunity for people. I think
Yeah.
it's music is so frustrating and annoying because to be a successful musician, you're a 1%.
Mhm.
And every musician who's releasing music thinks they're going to be that 1%.
Mhm.
It obviously can't work like that. But it can't work like that in any profession if you think
Yeah.
about it anyways.
Yeah.
I guess with music, there's even a bit of a higher risk because there's no formula, like there's no one route. Like to become a doctor, you have to study this,
Yeah.
you have to go to med school for that long, then you have to get that qualification, and then you become a doctor. With music, you could study classical piano for 10 years and make it. You could make a TikTok today and make it. you could
But
live.
what are you
with
defining
musicians.
as make it? Because
For me,
Yeah.
make it just means that you have a comfortable living based off the music work you do. Comfortable is subjective to each person. If I'm making enough to have a home,
so
music
monetary money.
monetary, I think
Okay.
that's make it, because
Okay.
yeah, you can become a better musician, but like this is our jobs. Like we have to work to live.
Yeah.
It would be nice to say yes, I'm an accomplished musician and that's
Yeah.
enough. Unfortunately, it's not enough.
Yeah. When did that happen? Like when at what age? So from the glockenspiel, you were
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going ham on this.
Yeah,
I'm fire, and you're getting all this
yeah,
reassurance from other people that you're, you have something. Clearly, you have something. You're not like the other kids. So what was like the next steps, or what would the journey have been from then onwards?
do you know what? There's so many. There's I'd say like 5 steps that have all like shown me something at a specific time.
Mm.
The next step would have been leaving secondary school when I was in year 6, which meant I would have been 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And my primary school were doing Oliver Twist, the musical,
Okay.
and they needed an Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either going to be me in year 6 or this other girl in year 5. Obviously, gender's not a thing. Girls can play guys, guys can play girls.
course,
It's primary
yeah.
school.
Mm.
So yeah, it was us two that could have been Oliver. And I think some people are rooting for her to be Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of people and some of the teachers that like were really close to us were like, no, we think he should be Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
And I was Oliver in that musical. And I remember the way it works in primary schools, secondary schools, maybe it still works like this now. You perform once in front of the school and then once in front of parents.
Yeah.
So you may perform Wednesday afternoon and then like Wednesday at 6 o'clock, then parents come in.
Yeah.
Probably still like that now.
Yeah.
But we did Oliver Twist the musical.
Yeah.
And there's this one song called Where Is Love, which is like the big song of Oliver Twist. And I remember singing it and hitting all the high notes.
Yeah.
That song is high, like
Really.
really high. And remember, Oliver's a little boy, so not high for an adult, high for a little boy. So I couldn't even probably do it now.
Mm.
But I was hitting the high notes fine. I remembered all the lines fine because we still have to act.
Like, were you aware you had that in your locker?
Again, it just felt to me kind of like,
It's normal. So you're hitting these high notes normally.
it's sort of like if you practice, you're practicing to obviously get better. I guess now like the
Yeah.
politics of life, sort of like we understand ourselves a bit more. But
Okay.
from then it's just like, okay, we want you to sing Where Is Love. So
Mhm.
learn it tomorrow and learn this line by Friday, learn this page by Friday, and then we're gonna do it. And for me as a kid, it's like, oh, my teacher told me to learn the whole song tomorrow. So I guess I just have to learn the
Just
whole
have
song
to do it,
tomorrow.
okay.
I guess that could be
Yeah.
maybe a bit harder or impractical now, given like, oh, maybe I have rent to pay, or maybe I have to feed my daughter, or maybe
Yeah.
I have to go to work. But like as a kid,
Mhm.
you're just so infatuated on doing what you've been told.
But even if it was like that assignment was given to a kid where it isn't their gift,
Yeah,
that it may have been so overwhelming for them. They would be trying to hit
Potentially.
notes and their voice just keeps breaking. They just can't do it.
potentially. I
Yeah.
guess kids don't also, to an extent, don't
Mm.
have that fear factor. The thing about fear, people have to actually instill fear on you. So like to sort of come off topic, I don't really get nervous or anxious
Okay.
until I'm around nervous or anxious people.
Mhm.
So
Is
even
this
if I've
in the
gone through-
world of music in front
No,
of...
this is in life.
Oh, just
in
in life,
general.
okay.
Music as well, but more so in life.
Mm.
Like if I'm going to be late somewhere
Mhm.
by 5 minutes and I know I shouldn't be late,
Mm.
I'm still going to be calm. I'm just going to get there late.
Okay.
But if me and you are going there and you're like, oh, bro, we're going to be
I'm
late.
just, like,
We're going to be late.
stressing you out the
Now
whole
I'm going to
time.
get stressed.
Yeah, yeah.
So back then,
Mm.
I think the teachers and the environment that I was around, my parents and everyone, did good to like not instill fear as a thing.
Got you.
So if they were like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow you're going to sing in front of the whole school. Yeah, all you got to do is just sing, go to the front. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
As you get older, you start to realize the realities of these
Mhm.
things. But it was so fun,
Mm.
and I knew I had a good voice. I did know I had a good voice.
Mm.
Wasn't as good on piano at all, but my voice was carrying me for
Okay.
sure.
So,
So-
when it was, so you had a gift at picking up sounds,
Picking
and
up sounds,
beats and rhythms,
yes,
and then you went into singing.
yes,
Okay, so you didn't continue the growth within the world of instruments. You straight went into singing.
singing was definitely more at the forefront. So
Or was
I
it
think
happening at the same time?
it
Were
was
you
sort
picking
of
up an
happening
instrument at the same time?
To this day, from the age of about 7, I've
Mm.
always had a keyboard in the house. Wherever we've lived, there's always been a keyboard in the house.
Yeah.
Probably not the best quality, like
Mm.
when we were younger. It would have been a second-hand, third-hand,
Got you.
beat
Yeah.
up Yamaha.
Yeah.
But we always had a keyboard in the house, so
Mm.
the hunger to play was always there, and I
Yeah.
knew that I could always come home and just play something. My older brother also plays, so like it was cool to just like try and play something he can't, he try and play something that I can't, and we just go back.
Was it a musical household?
I wouldn't say so, really.
Okay.
It isn't like, you know, we were, you know, family was paying hundreds for lessons. There was none of that. Like we didn't have multiple instruments in the house. My parents are not both musical, but myself and my brother, we were both pianists.
Okay.
Both played the piano. So there's always keys in the house. Yeah, the music and the piano has always been happening at the same time.
Okay, they were going same time.
But it gets to a point where one thing triggers the other. So really young, with the Oliver Twist thing,
Yeah, you
that
said
really
there
pushed
were
singing.
5 things, and then
There were 5 things, so that would be the second. And also in this time, so between year 2 and year 6, so Glockenspiel and Oliver Twist, I'd sung as part of a choir in the Royal Festival Hall in Barbican probably about 10 times. The Royal Festival Hall is one of the most prestigious venues in the UK, but they take kids there to sing in like big choirs of other primary schools every so often. But we'd been doing that year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. We'd sang in the Barbican. Hospitals, we'd go to like hospitals and sing. Every Christmas production, end of year production, Easter production, there was always singing. But Oliver Twist for me was a big thing because it was my leaving school musical.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing. But doing all of that just builds your confidence and your performing ability naturally anyways. And of course, being in a choir, your harmonies are always getting better. That develops your ear. So like now as I'm making solo music, it's only me singing. So it's different, but back then, it's 12 of you singing. Different parts at the same time, and so you're adapting to the sounds around you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where the singing got better.
Okay.
We fast forward to secondary school. I'm doing music on and off there. But at the end of secondary school, we are doing our leaving assembly or leaving production, and I was in a band. I was a singer in the band, but the band wasn't available. We only had the piano available. It's a friend of mine, good friend of mine, Matthew. He was like, "Let's do Ordinary People" by John Legend. This was about 10 years ago. Banger. That song is
banger.
Gorgeous. I remember, I don't get to wear suits often, but because this is our leaving thing, I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah.
I had glasses on. I never
You
wear
have to be
glasses.
dapper,
My
yeah.
eyes are fine, but I was looking dapper. Like haircut, everything.
Yeah.
And we did Ordinary People. He played it and I sung it. But the way he played it was so beautiful. Because I knew the song, but I hadn't heard it in real life. And like we were talking about with Flow State, the way he played it was the best he'd ever played the song. And I guess that really elevated my performance. So I remember straight after performing, I went to him and I said, "Bro, I want to learn piano properly now. Like the way you've just played this song is made me want to learn piano." That's like the big catalyst for everything that's happened
Got you.
onwards. Because I was like, yeah, I need to learn Ordinary People. So that was a song that sort of triggered a lot of me wanting to be a pianist. There's been many different stages. I think that kind of happened around the same time that my older brother went to university. My older brother was the keyboard guy in church. So as he went to university outside London, the church were like, "Oh, can you fill in for your brother for a couple of weeks whilst he's not here?" I end up doing that for years. Like I'm still doing that sometimes now.
Okay.
Playing every week in church.
Why did you feel like it was important for you to acquire that skill?
The piano.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're good vocally,
Yeah.
and you can and you know progress that way,
Yeah.
why did you feel I need to, like, why did you have to want to be able to sing and play the keys as well?
It's better to be independent. That's what it is for me.
It's about the independency.
It's about the independence. I think
Okay.
it wasn't that at the beginning. At the beginning, it was probably just like I wanted to sing my favorite songs, Alicia Keys' stuff, James Arthur, Adele, John Legend. Like a lot of these songs are piano based. I just wanted to
Do they play
perform
them
these
all?
songs.
Because
John Legend and Alicia Keys
they
both
definitely
play the piano.
keys, right? Yeah.
James Arthur plays the guitar. Ed Sheeran plays the guitar. James Morrison plays the guitar. Thinking about it now, I didn't even realize, but a lot of my favorite musicians play the guitar or the piano. So I guess naturally, me wanting to be like my favorite musicians or do the song that they did, I'd have to also pick up an instrument.
That's so interesting because I feel they could have had other people play those instruments for them, and they just
100%.
focused on the singing.
100%. I think
they're musicians, right? It's not the artist.
those are real musicians.
That's the musician in them.
Those are real musicians. They play the instrument.
They want to elevate musically.
They just want to be. Yeah, it just feels good. It feels good, and you can also control the speed, the tempo, the manipulate the different sounds. Like I know when I'm performing my own songs, I'm performing my song called "Running."
Yeah.
Like I said, one time when it comes to performing, I love reading the room. So if I see that the crowd are hyped and I'm playing the piano, I'm going to do a dramatic breakdown. Then we're just going to speed it up because I can. If I have my pianist playing for me whilst I'm singing, he may not be reading the room as I am. So we can't make those changes mid-song.
You'd have to be in super sync.
In super sync. Not even that. You just have to know beforehand. You can't adapt mid-performance.
Oh, I see.
With someone else. Yeah. But I can adapt mid-performance. And I do that quite often. I'd say in 60-70% of the performances that I do. Plan or not, I'm adapting mid-performance to what I see, to what I hear. But I think as a musician, it's just good to support yourself. You can't always rely on, I have a gig. Imagine you have 5 gigs in 5 days. It's just quite impractical to be like, can you drop what you're doing for 5 days and come and support me? But I guess being a pianist, it's also good. You can develop your own ideas. You can make your own music. And then, as has happened for me in the past few years, I'm now a composer. And that's something that's probably new. So I've always been singing. I've always loved making songs and singing songs. But it's only in the past 3 or 4 years that me as a composer, so just piano has been a thing. And that's something you obviously need a piano for. And that's a whole different side of music as well. It's a whole different world.
Talk to me about that world. Like because I mean, I'm a consumer of music.
Yeah.
I listen to music in the gym. I listen to music on my way to places.
Yeah.
But as someone who comes from the world of music, are you digesting music differently to the average person?
Do you know what? Yes, it's so funny because I saw this one video and it's a lady listening to music with her headphones on and the caption is like, this is what is polyphonic auditing or something. And she was trying to say, this is the skill of hearing different sounds in a song at the same time. That's not a skill. We have ears. Like we can all hear the drums and the guitar and the piano and the vocals. Of course, musicians can probably pick up like keys or patterns of what's going on, but it isn't a skill to like be able to hear drums and guitar at the same time. But I saw a video and it had like so many retweets and likes and comments like, oh my gosh, like that's so amazing. How do you hear the drums and piano at the same time? Yeah. But like, if you're a musician and you want to get better, you're hearing elements flat and you can sort of see it. I don't know if there's a word for this, and I don't think I have this thing or like any sort of condition, but I know when I listen to music, I can almost see like different lines of what instruments are doing.
Is it the same thing as like, I know Kanye West always talks about how he can see sounds, like visually see them.
I think
and
it's
then
something
brings
like
them
that.
to life.
Yeah, 100%. The thing I love about what I do now, so there's this thing called arranging, which is where you put songs together. So when I work with a band, I'll say to the bands, cool, the key is A minor. You're going to do this pattern. You do this for me, and I'll do a riff on the piano. I want you to do a 2-1, 1-2, 3-4, whatever. And it comes to fruition, but it comes to fruition because I've seen lines, and I need everyone to hit their lines. Imagine like, you know when you're in a doctor, like the oscillation lines, you see them going up and down. I can see layers of that when it comes to music. And when you listen to music, you can hear the different layers. The drums, you can hear it heavier. Piano sounds softer or harder. It really depends. I definitely hear the different layers of music. And now I'm always listening to music through a critical lens, which is a little bit annoying. I can't really listen to music and just enjoy it purely. I'm always listening to it critically. So
what music do you listen to now? Is it peers? Is it still the people you look up to?
So right now, it always changes, but I have a wedding tomorrow. So I've been listening to a lot of Whitney, Ed Sheeran, British classics from the 2000s in particular, because I think that caters to...
Those aren't bad people to lock in on, you know? Some good songs.
Serious music, but I've gone through phases of... They have this, I don't know if you use Spotify, but they have Spotify Wraps where they show your top 5 songs at the end of the year. Last year, my number 2 song or 3 song was Hey Jude by the Beatles. I like the song. It's not my favorite song, but I like the song. But the reason why it was so high up is because the bridge of that song, the na 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 na, I was listening to that bit over and over again for like a month non-stop. I just like wait for the song to get there and then listen to that specifically to try and make something from it, or like make my own song using that inspiration. And that's what music is now. I'll listen to a song 40, 50, 60 times a day just to hear this one bridge again, fresh every time, just to hear it and just to learn it. So music's always been like that for the past few years for me. I've done a lot of public piano stuff.
So you can't listen to music normally anymore? Like,
Nah.
like so when you go to the gym or like, or on a walk or what are you digesting?
When I go to the gym,
Yeah.
I've been listening to Central C's album called Can't Rush Greatness. Because in the gym you need intensity.
Yeah.
I can't listen to my music in the gym. I don't want to hear
Such a different
feelings.
sound as well, Central C.
Yeah, I need that intensity. I need
Yeah.
the high BPM. I need it. And he's talking about struggle. And I'm like, oh, I need to get this last rep in. I need to struggle. I need that in the gym. So I've listened to a lot of that. And it's a very good album as well. But like even looking at it critically, it's a good piece of work, which is why I can listen
Central
to it.
C.
Central
I
C's
think he's
Can't
so
Rush
good.
Greatness, Cold.
I think he's so good.
That album, I think, it's going to go down in a few years as one of the best albums we've had out this country, rap-wise. But yeah, even before that, I haven't been going to the gym consistently, but I remember the last time I was going consistently, the album that I was listening to was Heady One's album, The One, which again is a drill album. It's just intensity, high BPM, lots of consonants in your voice, things to get you going. If it's time for me to revise, like when I was in university, or sleep, it could only be gospel music or an instrumental, because if it's words, I'm going to get distracted by the words. But if it's gospel words, it keeps me grounded as also. But on a general day-to-day, it will be whatever I'm listening to for my next gig or for my next performance.
How do you take in new music? Like, because that's something I'm struggling with as well.
Yeah.
How do I onboard new music? I know Spotify, Apple Music, they have their ways of, you know, creating playlists for you and trying to throw in a few songs here and there. But like, I'd love to hear from you what your advice is on how to onboard new music.
There's many different ways.
Yeah.
I would, being in music, you get introduced to music a lot. So for instance, I had a gig 2 weeks ago with an artist called Dwella. She's an incredible singer, and she releases music. She had a set, so she sent it to all the musicians. I was like late to her band, so I was doing the keys in her band. And she said, this is the set list, guys, for the thing. Like, learn it. We're going to have a rehearsal. We're going to meet up. And we only had one rehearsal. But I didn't know any of those songs on her set list. But I was told by a mutual friend that she does a style of music that I could do, which is why I took on the job.
Okay.
There's a song called Wish I Didn't Miss You Anymore by Angie Stone. But it's a super popular song. I just didn't know it. So we rehearsed it all day for that gig, and we had a gig later that night. And through that, I've now listened to lots of other Angie Stone's music
Got you.
that I love. There's also me playing a song, maybe making a mistake, and someone else says, oh, that sounds like, and I'll be like, oh, what is, and I'll be like, let me show you. And then through that, I have this one other friend who loves rock music, but he's a composer, neoclassical, contemporary classical, soft piano music, but he loves rock. And I also do neoclassical music. And he one time said, oh, like, you did this thing that sounds like a band called Leprous. I said, what's Leprous? Leprous is like a Norwegian rock band who are like complete metal.
Okay.
But I could actually hear the elements of that in my music. Through that, I got introduced to now listening to Leprous.
Okay.
And that.
Yeah, it works slightly different if you're in that world.
Yeah, very different, very unorthodox. But those two examples happen quite often, where something I'm playing either sounds like something, or I'm playing with another musician or for another musician, and they're like, this is a set list, can you learn? This, Bang Bang by Sinatra.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that song, but I had a performance, I think a couple of years ago, with a girl who loved 70s, 80s, 90s. She was like, can you learn some Frank Sinatra and Nancy Sinatra? So now I got introduced to a whole new world of music that I wouldn't usually listen to.
That's so interesting.
And it's always like that.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because I wouldn't take, I'm not being introduced
Like
to
through
music
these
by
means.
people, you know.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely would someone come up to me and be like, yo, you have to listen to this.
I can put you on. I can give you some.
Yeah,
good,
I need you to put
I
me
can give
on,
you some
because
good-
honestly,
yeah,
like,
I can give you some
and
good.
your range is big. You know, as soon as you said Central C, you know, I'm like, all right, that's,
You know.
yeah, we're good, we're good. And like,
Yeah.
I wanted to know, so like where you are now, you're focusing on yourself, putting out your own music.
Yes.
And you're also performing
Yes.
for other people and for yourself.
Yes.
How do those two coexist?
I really enjoy being a musician outside of the artistry. I really enjoy being a musician because I've realized from doing a lot of the weddings and engagements I do, this is someone's moment. Like if I have a show today, I'm going to have 100 shows. They're going to get better every time, or bigger or different every time. But a wedding is someone's forever day. So I love doing weddings and engagements and parties and those sort of things. developing my sound that way is great, because even when I'm at these gigs, someone will come up to me, do you know any Oasis? And I'll transition from wherever I'm playing to Wonderwall by Oasis. But I love that because it keeps me fresh.
Okay.
I think one of the unique compliments I get is that I love the way you transition between songs. That isn't something I consciously worked on. That just came from taking requests, which is why I love music so much, because other people will introduce you to sounds and you just do it.
Okay.
But it's a learning curve for you.
That's so interesting.
It's a learning curve.
So you like how it's humbling in a way.
It's so
You're
humbling.
like exposed to people just coming up to you, requesting this, asking for that.
Yeah.
And you play this song. It might be a song you never even were planning on playing.
Yes.
And now it's like a challenge almost.
It's a challenge.
To your, not artistry, because it's not artistry, right?
Not artistry, challenge to my musicianship, just my ability. But that's good, because you don't learn if you're not challenged. Like there's certain songs, when I first started playing the piano, there's different keys, right? I could only play in C or D, because when I started playing in church, we'd only do hymns in C or D.
Okay.
So in like E or F or G or A flat or C sharp or F sharp, we wouldn't usually do songs in those keys. So I could only play in C or D. And I could play in C or D so well, really, really well, but I could only play in C or D.
Okay.
So when it came to playing outside of that key or playing different songs, I realized I'm not that good. And even though I was practicing and rehearsing so much in those same keys, you're not really that good if you can't play in every key. As a pianist, I don't think you're that good if you can't play in every key. So I had to practice playing in every key. And so when some of these requests come, and I'm like, I don't know the song, but if you play it to me, I can figure it out.
Okay.
And he'd play a song in C. And I'd be like, I got you. I know that What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish is in C. So I do that easy. But All of Me by John Legend is in F minor. So now it's like, you have to adapt to what's going on.
Okay.
Without getting too technical, it gets to a point where you can play any key, any song in any key. So, and that's something that comes after time.
Okay.
Yeah, being challenged with new songs is a great way to learn different keys, different styles, different tempos, new genres of music they wouldn't have been introduced to, new albums. And I think you have to want to get better, because there's a new artist every day. If I open Instagram right now, it's a new artist, so I have to get better.
And is this all for the sake of fulfilling your purpose, your passion, or is it because in getting better, on the other side is access to success, to fame? Like, why are we pursuing greatness so much? Because we spoke about this, where you're not talking about artistry, you're talking about performing, and potentially performing on someone's wedding day. You'd make that couple very happy if you execute it, but it might not be the optimal way to boost your brand or to promote you as Enkay, as the artist. Yet you still want to continue to do that.
100%.
So what's the end goal?
The end goal is to become so good of a musician that I have the freedom to explore different musical avenues in my way at my time. I feel like it's my purpose, I'm fulfilling my purpose. But also a reason why I really do this music thing is because I feel like I need to justify to myself taking the harder route. Because like I said, I have my degree in English literature and creative writing. I could have become a teacher, an author, a journalist, something that is a little bit more linear, something that is more structured, a little bit more secure. I've gone into one of the most unsure, uncertain industries. I've had a lot of gigs on 48 hours notice. I've flown out the country on less than a week's notice for music. It's so unstable and it's so uncertain, and it's the reason why perhaps a lot of people in the older generations aren't so sure on their kids doing this, for instance. They'd rather their kids be if you're African, doctor, lawyer, doctor, lawyer, accountant. Those are the 3 jobs every African parent wants, but they know that's where the security is. So when you imagine telling your mom, I want to be a content creator. That doesn't even make sense. But what? Content creator? What is that? But for me, the reason why I'm so I have to become a better musician every day is to justify taking this harder choice. Because I think, I could have been a teacher and had that structure. I mean, I can still do.
Do you love music?
But I love music.
Do you really love it?
I love music. I love getting better. I don't think people understand. I love getting better. And that's why I love...
Period, or getting better at music?
Getting better at music in particular. Even recently, I've been going to the gym a bit more. I'm going to the gym so I can look good for my performance. I know it's good for your fitness and health.
So it's all links back.
Everything, like my whole life, like my room, I've left space in my room at home because I need my guitar in a certain space. I go to work and I make sure that I finish work at a certain time or I leave during my lunch break so I can go practice on the piano. I have the piano app on my phone, so even if I can't access a piano, but I need to listen to a song quickly to figure out a key, I can just go on the app quickly and just pen it in and play it. And I do that often because I need to become better to justify me taking such a hard, uncertain route.
Yeah.
That's my biggest motivation.
My question would be then, would you not, for example, hire a talent manager that focuses purely on the artistry, trying to book you out at gigs that pay best, sell out, putting you out there and just going down the full business route to then allow you to maximize how much profit you earn? Well, and that route might not even demand of you to be that musical.
I know what you mean.
You know, like, would that route not reduce the uncertainty? Because I know a lot of artists who just are far less talented that are doing well, you could say, you know?
That is true. And that is a credible route. I wouldn't do that for so many reasons though. Number one, because I love music. If you love music, music comes before the business. It's just how it is. Good music lasts a long time. If you think of like Song of the Summer, there's always been one Song of the Summer. We don't hear of Song of the Summer the year after. I don't want to have a song that lasts a year. Like my favorite artist is Adele. I love Adele because, Adele releases albums because of her age. So she has 4 albums, 19, 21, 25 and 30. On her 19 album is Hometown Glory. She has lots of songs, she has Hometown Glory. When I do my TikTok live streams or play it at live events, I get asked for Hometown Glory to this day. That's a good song. And that's an example of someone who's worked on the music. Inevitably, it has to work. If it doesn't work, then that's just not what God has intended for your life. But because I feel so passionately that this is my purpose, I feel like I just have to keep working hard because eventually it will pay off. You know, we've talked about, like I said, phases, like there's 5 big things that have happened in my life. I'd say recently, the latest big thing would have been this year, which is just another example that has reassured to me that I have to keep working hard. On short notice, I was asked to play at a wedding for a Premier League footballer abroad. That stuff doesn't happen to people that don't work hard. I remember at the time, I sort of found out through a friend. And at the time, I was gassed. I wasn't really showing it, but I was gassed. I was like, oh, cold. I'm going to go off to Spain. And he sort of told me, it wasn't in a humbling way, like, calm down. It was more of so what he told me is like, calm down because this is actually you. Like, you're going to get more of this because you deserve it. Like, you're actually worthy of playing here. If they think that you're worthy of being part of their big day, then you're him. Yeah. And for me, it's like, oh, do you know what? Yeah. Because they could have called anyone, right? They got the money, they got the time.
Of course.
I had 1 week's notice. 1 week's notice is ridiculously short for a wedding, by the way. But I played there 3 hours with like 2 1-minute breaks in that 3 hours. But like, I was really playing and singing on a whim, improvising, no music in front of me. That doesn't come without working hard. And that was an example to me that, just keep working, like things will happen.
Yeah, that's tough because I feel like with most people, there's a clear progression path and you can almost trust in those who've come before you and in the system. With this, it's just, are you spiritual? Do you believe in God? What grounds you? Because you also need to stay, like, the way I look at it is, as you're climbing the mountain, you need to recognize, every now and then, there's markers. You can look at how far you've climbed, but you're not done climbing. So is it the pursuit of the continual climb that we're after? And if so, when do you ever get to stop and analyze and enjoy the view? That's a loaded question.
It's a question that I don't have an answer to.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just life. You figure out life just before you die at the age of 85 and you're like, oh, this was the meaning. I don't know. But what I do know is that every time I feel like I've got to the peak, to the top, that's when I look up again and realize I'm 40%. That's how it is in my head. So if there's
always
a song,
40%.
It's always 40%.
Yeah.
40% because in university, 40% is the pass mark. So if you get 39, you fail. If you get 40, you're the lowest form of pass, but you've got that much to do.
Yeah.
So that's why it's 40% for me.
Yeah, I love
but
that.
I'm saying that because there's always been that one song, whatever the song is, that I can't play. Like the first time I hear the song, I'm like, it's too hard. And then after practicing for months and coming back, and I'll do that song. And once I've done that song and I can play that song, I'm not complete as a musician. It just means that this song, which is super hard, I can't play that, but that's my next goal. So when it comes to becoming a better musician, learning more songs is a good marker for me. And if I can't play a song, then my goal is to play that song.
Okay.
But once I've reached it, I'm not at the top of the mountain. It just expands the whole mountain.
As it should. You should never get, in theory, as you climb, you should get closer to the peak, but you should never get close to the peak.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't understand this. Like,
that's the wrong mountain for you
thing.
then, yeah.
It's just always, maybe one day when I'm 80 years old, when I've learned every single song in existence, I'm going to be like,
oh, I've arrived. Yeah,
I've done it. Yeah, God, like, you can take me now.
Like,
I've done it. And then I've just, broken my leg or something.
It does sound to me like you're a lot more into being a musician than an artist.
I think that's fair. I do care about being an artist. I think it's fair though, because music has been my life from day one. Like, your artistry begins when you release your first song, I would say. So I released my first song in October 2023. So I've only been an artist for 2 years. I'm 2 years old as an artist, but I'm 20 years old as a musician.
Got you.
So that's always been more important to me. But also I've got time to be a better artist. But also the music industry, like, you hear all the time people saying the music industry this, the music industry that. A lot of the complaints are true though. The music industry is not a healthy place, especially as a Christian as well. I'm always quite conscious of it, even if it's something that I don't speak about. But music can have like such a heavy influence on people's life, more than they would like to admit or consider. And I don't want to be too drawn in.
What do you mean because I'm a Christian? Like, how? What are you linking?
So like, people can easily be led astray through music, led away from like their purpose. I feel like my purpose comes through God. So me being a musician didn't come from nowhere. I feel like that comes from God. Someone else is meant to be a doctor. Someone else is not even job related. They're meant to be a good parent. Someone else is meant to be just a really wise speaker who's talked 3 people out of being suicidal, for instance. Like, everyone's got their own purpose. But for me, I feel like my God-given purpose is music. But music is such a slippery slope because music leads people astray as much as anything else in this world. Like, there's so many songs about, like, it's a bit hypocritical potentially because like, I'll listen to everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're right. They say the devil loves drums, you know.
Like,
so
an
did
angel
you watch
that
Sinners?
fell was an angel of music. And I watched Sinners.
Yeah.
That, you know,
yeah,
like, you already know where I'm
I
going.
I know.
And it's crazy because even after watching Sinners, the day after I made a song kind of based on Preacher Boy, main character in Sinners. And it was like alluding to certain things. But yeah, like, it's so true. Like, music can lead you astray.
Because the business is quite, I mean, with any business, with any industry, when you have such a hyper focus of talent, it can begin to get a bit murky, you know, and what people would do for fame.
Yeah,
what
exactly
people
that.
would do in the name of music. I'm so curious to know, within the realm of music, as you sit in a room full of musicians, are the musicians respected more, top musicians I'm talking, or top artists? So, for example,
good question.
I can't, which example? So, would you consider a Beethoven as a top musician?
I'd say top musician, let's say.
If he sat down with someone like Kanye West, who's just into the marketing, into the artistry, into growing the brand, into being such a huge brand, is there a mutual respect there, or?
Okay, before I answer that, I'm going to take out Kanye and I'm going to put Drake.
Okay,
because I feel like Drake's an artist and Kanye is very intelligent, and he sings and he raps and he can play instruments and he can produce, whereas Drake just raps.
Well, Drake sings too.
I'm a singer, so like,
all right, okay,
this is what I'm saying, like, so I'm a singer.
Yeah,
I'm a singer, right?
Okay.
If you were to ask someone who's a better singer, Enkay or Drake?
Yeah. No, of course, yeah.
But like, I'm a singer, so yeah. But even things like that, I would say But there's definitely a mutual respect between musicians that are top musicians and top artists.
So even Drake would walk into a room, see a top musician, can play multiple instruments, knows music very well, and respect him.
Yes, but I think then if you get 100 people into the room, those 100 people would move to Drake because people move to Drake.
But that's
rather
the
than
consumers,
Beethoven.
right?
That's the consumers.
Yeah,
but life
you,
is
you
about.
may not.
I probably wouldn't, but life, again, like, we're releasing music not for the sake of it. We need to put food on our plate. We need to have jobs. We need to fulfill our passions, But we need to make something of our lives. So Drake is a super successful artist who's worked for it, of course. And people would see, oh, he makes music, he's successful. That makes him a great musician. I wouldn't say that. I would say that makes him a successful artist. But being a successful artist, you've achieved the things that musicians want, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like they'd have mutual respect for each other. But the musicians, the pure musicians in the room would appreciate Beethoven perhaps more. The average music listeners would appreciate Drake more.
Got you.
And then the other artists in the room would also appreciate Drake more. But like, yeah, I love, even with Drake, like I get requested his music a lot on the piano and I'll be playing it and I love it how I can just like turn a song that isn't piano based into
He's
piano.
good. I mean, he is
He's got
good.
hits for days.
He's got hits and
not a singer though, but he's got hits for days.
not a singer, but he's got hits. He's got
hits for sure.
Yeah.
I like his music.
I was gonna say, how do you balance with all aspects of your life within the world of music?
Yeah.
Would it be the same as someone within corporate? This is consuming a lot of your day, and then you have to find a way to make time for other things? Are other things important, or are you trying to bring everyone in to your world?
I'm the phase I'm in right now. I'm really drawing everything in my life around music. It's the most important thing to me, and it's taken over my days. Like on an average day, a Monday to Friday, I'd go to work because I have a regular job in this corporate place. But the corporate place is nice. It has a grand piano. So on my lunch break, I'm playing the piano.
Yeah.
And then after work, if I don't go to the gym, I play the piano.
So you go to the gym.
I go to the gym.
So you manage. Are you religiously trying to fit that in?
Not the only thing that I'm religiously dedicated to right now is music, and I'm very aware that I should be like. I want other things to be better. Like I want to have like a cool dress sense. I've got like a nice perfume collection. It's a very small passion of mine that I've like collected a few different scents. Obviously, like I used to play football before lockdown. Lockdown sort of changed. That was a huge transitional point to music, by the way. But yeah, football was 3-4 days a week sometimes. And I think after lockdown, it just became straight music. And everything else can fit in where it fits in. But the priority for me is always going to be music.
So friendship, family.
Music is first.
Music's first.
Music is first.
Have you lost friends or?
I definitely see some people less. Thankfully, I think people are understanding of that now. Friends that I used to play football with, like every other week, that follow me on Instagram, let's say, will now hit me up and say, "Oh, bro, do you know what? I've been seeing you gig a lot. Invite me to your next one." One of my friends from secondary school said, "Yeah, I don't even listen to the piano music, but I'm gonna come because I see that you're doing bits."
Cool.
And I love that. I guess my friendships have sort of moved into that space. I've definitely been selfish, intentionally selfish in the past few years.
What about romantically?
I think everything's been compromised. I think everything's been compromised for sure. Like physical health, because I'm not doing physical things as more. Like I'm not playing football as much. Relationships, friendships, like platonic and romantic. Everything's been compromised. But I've wanted it that way.
What about your prayer, your faith?
I'd always think that I could dedicate more time to my faith. Yeah, I'm trying. That's something that's outside of the world. So I wouldn't put it in the same category as everything else. Because it's outside of the world. I'm aware of that. Like as a Christian, my relationship with God transcends like physical life and like human relations.
It does help you regulate this world though, right?
But it 100% does. I realize when I pray in the morning, my day just always goes swimmingly. I don't pray every morning, but I should. When I pray in the morning, I'm going to sound better on stream. I'm not going to be late to work. I'm not going to get angry. I'm probably going to eat healthy. I'm going to have a lot more patience.
So you acknowledge that music's at the forefront of everything you're doing. Everything is secondary.
100%. Yeah.
Is there? Do you want it to remain like that?
No.
Or you see light at the end of a tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping that like.
So you want a family, you want to be able to play football.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is like a phase.
Okay.
Phases can last 3 months or 3 years. I know this isn't a long-term thing, but I think now as a 26-year-old, if I give my everything to music, by the time that I'm 30, because 30 is always that age for some reason that like it's make or break. But for me, by the time that I'm 30, I will either be so musically talented or so booked out that it would have justified me compromising everything else. And whether that means that by this time next year, I'm just completely killing the game of music, or by this time in 5 years, I'm completely killing the game. I just want to work hard enough in music for the foreseeable just to justify this, because, you know, I could have just graduated and gone into a job. Fine, I would have been content and happy.
Yeah.
But if I've chosen this most difficult route, I might as well outwork everyone else, just to at least know that if the results didn't come when I wanted them, the hard work was always there. So it was never that that was like the reason. And I've been mindful of that. So yeah, this time next year, hopefully I'm working slightly less hard, but the success is all there because of the fruits.
Got you, for it to justify the time spent.
Yeah.
I think the trap you might, I don't see it as a trap, by the way. I fully agree with what you're saying. But like we said, you're always going to be at 40%.
Yeah.
So when you do hit that 30, I do anticipate, from the type of person you are, there's going to be a new evolved version of that 40%.
100%.
So
there's a new one every month.
So it's going to be a new phase, a new intensity. How do you disconnect from music? I know you're in the phase now where it's everything. Do you feel like you need to go touch grass, walk by a lake to just disconnect, to come back in different spirits? Or is it one of those things, the more you drown yourself in it, the better?
Nah, nothing can be so good having it that much in your face. I think, so I'm working on an EP at the moment called On Your Marks. That's going to come out in October. I've had this like trend on like TikTok last year. We call it Enktober. So it's going to come out in October.
Nice.
But I think that after I've released the EP, that's like the relax, the breathe out. I'm like breathing in right now heavily and holding my breath.
Okay.
I think when it comes to music, on the artistry side, you sort of relax and calm down after you drop something, because it's like you're working so hard for this drop to be successful. Okay. Maybe that's a bit of a trap, but I've never really been a numbers guy, but I do want my music to touch someone or be successful. So my last song, not composition but song, Delphine on keys, hit like 5,000 Spotify streams, which by the way is nothing.
Such a beautiful song, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that song, like, there's a whole story behind it, which I might get into at another point. But like, that song, hit 5,000 streams. For me, that was like, I can, as soon as I dropped it, I was like, I can relax now, because I've been working so hard, going to every open mic, going to every jam, clients, filling up my calendar. I'm trying to make, by the time I've got this drop, everyone who's interacted with me in the past 3 months is super anticipating this drop. So that's where I am now. I've got a show coming up next week, and I'm releasing my EP next month. So because of that, I'm on such a high. I think after the show and after I've released the EP, I'm going to be like, I don't need to go to 3 events in 3 days. I don't need to go to 2 events in a night. But of course, whatever the demand for the music side is because if I get a booking in Spain, I'm gone.
You're gone, as you should.
As I should. But like on the artistry side, I'll definitely relax whenever music drops. Which is a trap, because then you're telling yourself, I need to release music frequently so I can relax more. And then you end up being like Drake, releasing music every month.
Cool. And if there's an instrument you could learn now, I give you a pill, you take the pill, you now know how to play that instrument.
It would be the violin or the cello. Violin or the cello, I would say guitar, because I love the guitar's my favorite instrument. But I feel like I've already started to make the steps to be a guitarist or decent at the guitar. Cello I haven't tried, but I love it, and I love hearing it, and I love other musicians playing cello or violin. So cello or violin.
If you could sing in another language, what language would you sing in?
Portuguese.
Why?
Or Arabic.
Ooh.
Portuguese or Arabic? Arabic, because I feel like if you go to, I've been told by like good friends, you do an Arabic wedding. The uncles will hear you sing Arabic as someone who isn't from that world. They're gonna take care of you. So that's where the Arabic side comes from. But Portuguese, because the winner of Eurovision, I think in 2016, his name's Salvador Sobral. He won singing a song in Portuguese. And Eurovision winners, regardless of what country they're from, they usually sing in English. But he sung in his native, and it won, and the song was beautiful. And from that moment, I've always loved Portuguese ballads. That's the type of music he makes, his sister makes. So Portuguese, I love the language, I love the tones, they use their tongue a lot. English is, it's not boring, but if you have a second language or if you're from somewhere else, you know that,
cool
like,
to throw it in there. Yeah.
It's much more like we use our mouth more.
Have you ever been heartbroken, and if so, would you incorporate that into your music?
I have incorporated it in my music.
Okay.
I have a song on this project which is about heartbreak, but it's not romantic heartbreak.
Okay. Can you expand?
Yeah, I can. I'm trying to think of
as
how
much as you can. Yeah.
No, I can. I'm trying to think of how much I want to allude to it. But yeah, I have a song called Dear Diary. You'll hear the lyrics. However, I have released a guitar version of the song. So you can hear in the guitar version of the song the lyrics. And the lyrics are similar for this version that's coming out on Your Marks, my EP. But yeah, that song's about a heartbreak that isn't romantic. And I feel like it's really good to channel your emotions in your music, because vulnerability is strength, and musicians can sense authentic music, which is why I said Song of the Summer doesn't last, because like it was a hit, but like the 8-second snippet we heard online didn't translate to the 3-minute song. But like I'm really trying to make meaningful music, and so yeah, using real life events, heartbreak or certain struggles, grief, they can really shape your music well if you channel it correctly, and I think that's what working on my music is important for. So yeah, Dear Diary, the piano version or the full version will definitely channel that on my EP for sure.
I can't wait to see what you do and what you end up doing in your career. I'm a follower and a fan.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can be at my wedding, and everyone there can be exposed. I might teach you a bit of Arabic.
Yeah,
mine's not great, but I can teach you a bit.
Mashallah, that's fine.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're already there. Well, it was a pleasure, Enkay, and thank you so much for coming on. And
I appreciate it.
We'll meet soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Take care.
Ooh.